And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Welcome back to Coin Q&A, the live edition. I'm your host, Sean with BlueRidgeSilverhound. Thank you for joining. I think everybody was looking forward to jumping on tonight. Live edition. So I wanted to take some time to go ahead and introduce our panel for the evening, and then we're going to jump right into some of the skinny on all of your coin questions. We have quite a few of them this evening. And yeah, we'll get through them, and you guys will learn a thing or two. So we're going to go ahead and start with the gentleman on my left, Mr. Jeff Stanley, maybe.
Hey, everybody.
There you go.
Like Sean says, my name is Jeff Stanley, and my channel is Jeff Stanley Coins and Octane, because I do have some car content on my channel, but it's mostly focused on coins, about 99% of it. My interest in coin collecting is I collect a little bit of everything. I even do some paper currency, anything that's coin related I do. Right now, my specialties have been nickels have been waning a little bit, but I'll get back into them. But I've been doing a lot of Indian head cent varieties and just varieties and cherry picking as a whole. Those are my big areas I'm focused on right now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, and then up next we got Mantic Coins.
Uh-oh. Not supposed to see that yet.
That's a preview of the show.
Where's that button? Panic. Yes, I'm Shay Hawkmaster, Mantic Coins. I do have a YouTube channel called Mantic Coins. And I used to search half dollars quite a bit. And I've been working on some special projects and, really just doing the Q&A. And on Sundays, work with Paula Bloom, and she hosts the Big Show. And it's one of the biggest coin giveaways on YouTube. So you guys come check us out. Paula Bloom, she'll be in chat too if she's not there already. But yeah, I love 2 cents. I love half dimes. And I spent a lot of time on Lincoln cents. In fact, the last 3 months, I've been deep in it. So I love it. I love all coins and varieties. And so I hope you all have fun asking lots of good questions. And I really appreciate all the great emails this week, and all the great pictures and questions. So you guys, thank you. Thumbs up.
So you've been dubbed the praying mantic, like mantis.
Oh.
Shannon's like, oh, it's kind of creepy. Yeah.
I
female eats the head of the male. Okay, that's the only thing I remember.
Yeah, right.
All right, up next we got Mr. Schumar with a sweet, righteous-looking RPD right there.
Hello, everybody. Long time no see. Been lurking for a good while, but for those who haven't had an exposure to me, my name's Jeffrey Schumar. I do have the YouTube channel Schumar Coin Chat. Part-time dealer focusing on varieties, errors, and exonomia. It's a whole heck of a rabbit hole. But my specialty for the most part is die progressions and trends. So in essence, how dies go into production, where, and then in some great circumstances, fail. So die failure, that's where it's at. It's where the cool cats hang. But it's nice to be back here for a week, and Chase promised we have some good stuff to see this week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think he does. Thank you for coming on board, Mr. Schumar. Nice, rare treat. And then finally, I guess the face that runs the place, only for this week. I'm Sean with BlueRidgeSilverhound. You guys know me as that. I want to thank everyone for joining in. And, the good old usual, I'm focusing on a typeset. That's kind of like a round the clock, kind of collection of every single, not every single, If I collected every single coin, that would be madness, and quite frankly, I don't have the pocketbook for that. But I'm developing a typeset, probably my third or fourth one to this point. So I've just kind of been a jack of all trades, been doing this for over 25 years, and look to instill some, I don't know, some wise information on some of your coins. So thank you for joining in. All right, gentlemen, what do we get to talk about first?
Let's do it. All right,
Mr. Butte.
Hey, it is for a fraction of a second.
Oh, okay, yeah. I caught it when everybody else didn't.
Oh no, I did it backwards again. Hold on. Here we go. Here's the mail. Let's start with that. To grade or not? Hi. I have never had a coin graded before. I bought this uncirculated 1909 VDB penny in an antique shop and fell in love. It is a beautiful shiny red color in the light. I only paid $40 for it and a circulated Pennsylvania 1909 VDB. I need your opinion. Should I have it graded or why not? Also, thank you for sharing your information on YouTube. I watch everything and I have learned a lot. I hope to start selling one day. So I didn't realize that the answer was in the question that you asked earlier. But all right, so there's our 1909 S.
She's a beaut.
Oof.
Were you in Photoshop?
Yeah, at the moment.
Yeah.
So the unfortunate news here is that this is a counterfeit. It is not a real 1909 SVDB. You can see the letters down there at the bottom. It's not a great picture, but what you probably should look at is this in United. And for that 1909 SVD, you want to see a shallow cut in. Let me see if I have a picture that makes this more clear. So on the top, which is what this coin has, is a deep cut in, and that's the it's just another style of reverse that was done for 1909 and 1910. Sorry, and this one has it as opposed to the shallow cut in, which is at the bottom. And you can really see this if you drew a line in between these 2 points on the end. You would see the difference. Let me see if I can draw a line. Like, how about right here, as opposed to here? Oh, I should constrain. Anyway, you can see that the dots here and here have quite a different amount of space between here and here. So I didn't quite get that. Terrible drawing by me, but you can see that this is the shallow cut in. I should have done this. Well, that's still not it. That. It's a little better. There. What do you guys think?
Oh,
Yeah.
Would you say that this was an original wheat cent that's been played around with, or is this one produced with cast counterfeits or cast or fake dies?
The biggest thing that jumps out at me is the softness of that strike. It's not consistent with most, and I mean most, if not all, of the 1909 SVDBs. If you go back to the odd verse, both of those, there's two photos to where the softness of that strike is just not looking good. You know, the details relative to the fields, I don't like those fields. I don't like the color.
It's the fields that get me. The color of those fields, just the what looks like luster is it's not right to me.
It's way too glossy. Not to mention the edges on the obverse of the coin look really funny. You know. Yeah, when these things were crudely reproduced, they look especially bad when they're not done. You know.
This is.
Go
ahead.
Then probably one of the other giveaways is probably that mint mark's probably not sitting right. That's one thing those footers aren't the best to match with. What's it? One of the 4 mint mark positions for the SVDB, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's too bad we can't get in close on the date and mint mark. It's really noticeable for a genuine example, just the placement of the mint mark and the style of the numbers and the date.
Right, and Paula mentioned in chat there's 4 positions, and there are 4 different positions on the S mint mark, and this is one of those coins that's so expensive you really want to spend the time on researching the proper location of the mint mark, for one thing. That's another giveaway. And on the back, the appearance of the initials, the VDB, there's a couple giveaways in the way the initials are presented on the back that are dead giveaways for for one that could be a copy that somebody's trying to pass off. And there's a few sites out there. There's some counterfeit guides out there for it, but there's actually out there, if you do a Google search, you can find. When I started researching, when I was going to make a purchase of one, just a 1909 S VDB counterfeit guide, and there were several sites that had some really good advice, some good pickup points, so that I felt competent at that point to go out with that knowledge and go and pick one.
And then Paula brings up another really good point. You know, even if you think about the odds of finding this coin in this supposed condition in the raw, it's very slim, and let alone at an antique shop. So the place of origin, I'm not going to say that it's impossible, but it's pretty close. So a lot of the times you'll find a lot of counterfeit coins that, you know, off the wall type places, and you paid $40 for it as well. That's another red flag.
Yeah, this coin is hundreds of dollars, and antique shops, you know, usually those folks, they know what they're looking for. They research every single item that they put into their shop, you know, to see if it would be more advantageous to sell it online. So, you know, it's a tough lesson, but at least it's only a $40 lesson. Could have been way worse. You know, I've seen people pay $500 to $1,000 for something like this, and you know that would be a harder pill to swallow. Lara 2323. Yes, we do respond to questions and stuff in chat, in case you're wondering. All right, so I'll go ahead and take this one. It's from Jim S. regarding a 1953D Lincoln Wheat Cent. I have a 1953D Lincoln Wheat Cent with an odd little tail on the 9 that looks a lot like a separated mid-mark RPM, similar to some 1956D Lincoln Wheat Cent RPMs. There was no listing any place for this though, and most likely it is a die gouge, but it's just got a look to it. So I'm trying to get more opinions before tucking it away as a common error. If you were going to do some RPM hunting, 1956D is one of the dates that has the most attributed RPMs. That 1960D large date.
Yeah, 50s are hot for RPMs.
50s are hot for a lot of things.
Yeah, the 1953 does have that misplacement mark down on the vest, but I don't know of another one up in the 9 for 53.
Well, there's RPM number 8, which is south of the D, so that's not that one. The other one, I believe, is 16. That actually sits just to the left of the 9, but it doesn't touch the 9. This one right here I've seen before because I go through a lot of weed sets. And I think it's a die chip or, a little gouge or something to that effect. You just you see a lot of die chips on most of these 1950s Lincolns.
I kind of agree with the die chip. It looks a little bit, it's oddly shaped. It doesn't have like a straightness to it. I kind of like the theory that it's a die chip.
Absolutely. I think I'm in on that too.
But nice pictures. Thank you for shooting that to us. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did exactly what we needed is a full picture, a picture of the full obverse straight on, the full reverse straight on, and a picture of the anomaly. And they even cropped it down to just the area of question. And that was really nice. So thank you. All right. Let's see here. Next one up. You want to read this one, Jeff?
Sure. That's the same one, right?
Is it? Yes, it is.
It's the same one. Hey, by the way, there's 2 Jeffs. So.
Oh, I call you Shumar.
Okay, that's fine.
Which isn't fair because he's more original to the show than I am. Over the first name, it's not fair.
My bad. I'm just making stuff up over here.
Kieta Mathis, 1982 D Penny. Hey guys, want to know if that's an error? The D in Lincoln's head. I'm sure it's not supposed to be there. What do you guys think?
I was trying to load the images and I'm finally there. Okay. Full obverse reverse. Oh, yep. All right. So there it is in the hair.
Oh, look at that.
It doesn't have the traditional shape of the D that is currently under the date. I'm kind of wondering what the little bit of damage to the right of the D is. The tentatively, I guess we're calling it a dropped letter. Because this is in Qs. After looking at all the images, that's what we've concluded as. It's not raised.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it could be stamped in there.
Could possibly be, yeah. The mint mark looks like it comes from a style of mint mark that's much later, like 90s. Kind of that long, thinner, little bit larger mid mark, because it certainly doesn't look like anything else. Like in the motto, like in the word God, the D has a different type style because this one has serifs on it, and that one does not.
Okay, can you go out to the larger photo, please? Can you go to the reverse in that area?
There is something of a red flag that I saw in the obverse. It has a little depression of what could be the rim from another coin in the fields to the left of Lincoln. If you panned out to the full obverse image, Shay, see that little semicircular impression right there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest red flag for me is for it to be a 2-drop letter, you'd want it to match one of the devices, and that really no circumstance can match any of those devices, in my opinion. I don't see any device on that coin that would suggest that a previous coin where that drop letter would have fell out.
Yeah, that particular style of D does not match any other type style on the coin.
Correct.
Because of the serifs.
We got lots of good stuff in the chat. Paula mentions that one picture looked like glue, which was kind of an interesting thought. This one here kind of looks like reflective surface too. Well, I think it's damage, huh? I'm agreeing.
Yeah,
with you.
I'm thinking damage. Yep.
Yeah, I'm more leaning on that.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let me grab the next one real quick.
Frost knives, it would roll out a double struck coin because this is an incuse event. On double struck coins, you'll see some of those devices, if they're like rotated, you'll see them actually raised off the surface.
Yeah, and ruling out a double strike. So your first strike is almost pretty much going to be obliterated. So if that was a double strike, the coin's the correct size, so it was struck in collar.
Yeah.
So with the rotation, that doesn't even line up to be correct to be another strike.
And you would see other devices in there as well.
Correct.
The double strike.
You want to read that one, Shumar?
I can. This is from T Collects, 1936 S Buffalo, S over S or S over D. Hi, team. This Buffalo seems to be an S over S RPM, but it seems like a possible S over D. Please help us with this. Oh, as for the arrows, LOL. I do this for those that are learning like myself. You did an amazing job yourself. Just like to add a little more interest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
That's a winner.
I mean, just a
Strong
second.
one too, yeah.
I'll pick out which one.
This one has an FS number. This is a cherry pickers.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's RPM 001, according to Flynn, I think. That's
I
a match.
imagine it's going to be RPM 1 anywhere you go.
Yeah, that one's very pronounced.
Yeah, this for those that aren't familiar with some of these RPMs and things, you can see to where you have an additional punched mint mark south. So you have additional letters. You don't have anything like a machine doubling to where you have like sliding doubling almost. You have the well-defined, distinct second mint mark. This is what you want to look for. These are the type of things that'll jump out and bite you.
Yeah, this is one of the stronger RPMs in the series.
Looks like my Fiva Stanton has RPM 2 in it, but doesn't have RPM 1.
So this is FS501 and Konica RPM 1.
Is there a mistake in? Oh, it's 1936.
Yep,
Duh,
it's
I'm looking
36.
at the wrong date.
Well, that's your issue, Shay.
I'd say there was a mistake, huh, Shay?
Yeah.
My big mistake.
Yeah, that's a 501.
Yep.
Yep, it was
All the way.
Yep, FS 501.
So Frost Knives has a question. How do they repunch a mint mark? Anyone want to jump on that one, or you want me to just ramble on some more?
Go ahead, Mark.
Well, anyway, in essence, what the repunchment mark is, the dies were all produced in one area, and then all the dies were shipped to the various mints. So say they were all produced in Philadelphia. So all those mints that would go to all those dies that would go to the branch mints would get shipped there, and mint marks would be placed onto the dies themselves. After the dies were created at the secondary mint marks, say Denver and San Francisco. So in this case, what happened is the underlying punch mint mark was either too shallow, or in this case, it was too far south. So what they'll do is they'll take that punch, and they will punch an additional mint mark onto that coin. So this occurs after the die was made, but before that die was put into use. So that's where it occurs in terms of the minting process. So Kent's analogy was, the person that was, say, stamping mint marks onto those dies, maybe had a rough night the night before, came into work, wasn't in the best of mind, misses that punch, and they have to strike another mint mark onto that die. Did I miss anything?
I think that's right. They do another, pass it on, and call it good.
And, I might add, they could have leaned a little too far forward or back or left or right and moved it.
Or
Or
even had a rotation to it to where it could be, tilted, not so much tilted, but, on in the right position, but just like turned like clockwise or counterclockwise.
Yep.
Inverted.
Or in a whole other place on the coin altogether. Apparently.
I like those types.
Yeah, misplaced mint mark. All right, let's see. Very, very nice, Declex. Thank you very much for sending that in. We got this one next.
From Captain Jigga, 1934D RPM. I did not see this listed on Copper Coins or Variety Vista. What do you think? Or what do you all think?
Y'all.
Is
that how they say it in Texas there, Shay?
That is. He's stealing my line.
Yeah. Oh, you're not using it. I figured he'd use it for you.
Y'all have
term is yens.
Y'all have y'all in Texas too?
Oh, y'all. Yes, y'all. Yep. And yonder, we have that one too.
No, it's yens. Say it right.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a strong one right there. I believe it's attributed. I could check Copper Coins real quick.
And that would be a D over D south.
Yeah.
South. Let's see. What's the date?
34.
The way you describe the RPMs is the location of the secondary mint mark. The primary is going to be your most prominent mint mark. Your secondary is going to be the one that is that's extra. So you go with the location, in this case, south.
Looks like there is a match. This is already To me,
Yeah,
it looks
three.
like RPM 3 FS503.
Another Fivastam variety. Dang.
Now this one's showing up as a D over D over D, so a triple. The other one is to the north, right above the Seraph. It's very shallow though.
Yeah, see, Variety Vista attributes as a D over D over D over D. There's 2 south and 1 north. So earlier states, you can see the remnants of a D a touch more south than that secondary. So this one looks like a little bit later of a die state, where some of these RPMs don't show up as great. Is there a picture of the
barely
reverse?
see the little tick right above the top left of the D right there. It's ever so shallow, but it's there. But yeah, you're probably right. This is a later die state version.
Mid. Is there a reverse photo? So this is one where one of your diagnostics is a die gouge above that left stem. Down under the stem.
Oh, stem.
Stem. Left stem.
I don't know what a stem is, apparently.
Yeah, I don't see it. I can't see it the best in the photo. But that's one of the diagnostics is you have a small gouge dot above that left stem.
Hey,
And
Shay,
it's
looks like people's having buffering issues with the stream. Is there any way to repair that?
I don't believe so. Not without trying to. I mean, it's coming from YouTube, so you know, there's no way for you to say make it go faster for everybody else out there. But you can imagine all the redirecting of traffic from all the downed lines on the West Coast would probably be contributing to issues tonight. It's such a horrible thing going on over there. But yeah, I would say it was just that. There's not really anything we can do about it. I know a number of people are able to watch just fine, so it might be something localized to your area where you are at.
All right. Then I'll just make another quick comment on this one. This one's an interesting one to me in terms of a die progression, because this is one where you have a reverse that was in production for that repunch mint mark, and that reverse die was changed before that obverse went out of production. So this is one where you have a crack on your right wheat ear in later states, and you actually have that die dot above the left wheat ear, and then that reverse is changed so that die dot and that crack disappear.
Huh. That's awesome. I love the progression. So if you get lucky enough to have more than one of a single variety, take a look at those progressions. There's a lot of fun to be had there.
Yeah, Shay's finally starting to delve in that area.
It's definitely a deeper study.
Yes, it is.
You got to have a lot of patience too.
Yeah.
I remember my first time studying die progressions. That was probably 12 years ago or something like that.
Buckle up, baby.
Yep. It's a ride. All right, I'll go ahead and do this one. This is another one from T Collects regarding a 1930 Buffalo nickel 5-legged variety, which does exist because I own one. Hi, team. Do I have one? Is this a true 5-legged buffalo nickel? Please teach. Variety, history, possible value in this condition. Thank you very much. Thank you, T.
Well, this is one I'm not familiar with.
This is a fun date right here. There's the DDOs with the multiple double eyelids.
Yeah. See, that's what I always look for is that 30 DDO.
Yeah.
Looky that.
I'm liking it so far. I just don't have I don't have it in my reference guide. Let me look at my other book.
So this is FS801. Here's your Fever Stanton listing for the double die reverse. Medium spread east, extra leg left, and body.
Yeah, this one looks good. Just double confirming on Variety Vista.
Yes, that's where I'm at.
Oh, that's where you're at too?
Yep.
Sweet.
Looks good to
Definitely
me.
made it easy on us with the images.
Yep.
Whatever it is you're doing, T, good job. Keep it up.
Looks
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
I finally have a good picture of one. Yeah, 801.
Good finds. I love when people find this stuff.
Yeah, this stuff typically kind of flies under the radar. Not that many people cherry pick 1930s, but yeah, there's quite a few things to find in this one.
There's been some nice ones that have been found in slabs lately. I had a candidate I was looking at on eBay myself. I know Adam Chambers has found a good example, and then I had one I was looking at this week, and I think somebody snatched it through a Buy It Now before I had
Beat you to it.
Yep, somebody beat me to it.
Yeah.
It was close enough to where I was considering it.
All right. Well, congrats, T Collects. And there's another from T Collects. 1942 D over horizontal D.
And here we go. This one was a subject of discussion.
Yeah. Just quickly jumping over to the other image. Hi, team. Hard to tell, but is this D over horizontal D? And trouble we did have. We were in denial for a while. Okay, so there's the reverse, well, obverse, reverse, and this is a very sought in higher grades. This is a very sought after coin, and
Yes,
even in a grade like this, it could be sought after if it was the D over horizontal D.
Yeah, this is a top 5 variety for the Jefferson Nichols series for sure. Yeah, I've been racking my brain for about the last 20 minutes on this one.
The interesting thing is the line, the raised area inside, like the area on the left side is a match for the horizontal D, or it just looks like it. And the mint mark placement is so close. It's so on the money. But that line inside is too far from the bottom of the inside top line of that D. And so it gave us a lot of trouble. I'm wondering if I can somehow pull up my GIF. Let me see if I can get it to work. Because I went to PCGS and grabbed a higher grade D over horizontal D. And let me see if I can make that work.
Yeah, this is one I know everybody was beating their head off the wall with. The biggest issue with me is it looks right on the surface. When you look a little bit deeper, I can't 100% say this is it. So the level of uncertainty is there for me personally to say that, yep, put my stamp of approval onto this one. As they were saying, to the left of the mint mark looks just about right, but the inside of that D is off.
There's that inside is throwing just enough doubt to make us not want to commit to saying it is.
Yeah.
And if it was a little bit higher grade where we could possibly pick up one of the other secondary dye markers, we could, confirm it. But it's about a it's a good or a very probably maybe a very good condition, and it just makes it really tough. You can't pull any of the other secondary dye markers to
I was gonna say
make a determination.
Is it a D over D? Possibly, but I can't put my seal of approval on that. It's kind of
Seamus on this coin. When it gets to a low grade like this one is, the dye markers virtually get obliterated.
I will say this: if I were to find this in a bargain bin at a coin, or not even a bargain bin, if I saw this at a coin store and somebody didn't have it marked up for a full price for a D over D, but let's say they had it, with a slight premium on it, I might go ahead and pay that slight premium on it. Would I pay full premium for it? Probably not. I don't. No.
But Jeff, I think because of the grade, a lot of these coins will end up going just in a bin with a bunch of other common date Jeffersons. That's the rub on this one.
It's a tough one. It's hard to make a determination on it. Am I seeing it because I want to believe that that's it? I don't know. There's too much evidence against it, but there's still a little bit for it. It's a tough one for me. If I had it in hand, I could probably tell you right away.
I just shared a screen. Can you share my screen?
There you go.
This is where I try to take things when I just can't figure it out. So I took the PCGS image and then overlaid it and then adjusted the transparency until it disappeared into the other coin, or vice. Yeah, actually, I think I went the other direction. I went from the coin to, and now it just looks. It's good. It's looping through that transparency change, and you can kind of see that little area is a little bit higher.
Yeah, Donna was wondering what in the world is going on. I don't know if you're talking about the overlay that Shay just did on this nickel, or the fact that everybody's having issues with YouTube right now.
It's a new variety. It's the sun setting on the Monticello variety.
Yeah. I was waiting for the bright. Yeah.
For the.
I think I got an MS66 off of BCGS, and it's compared to this other coin. Kind of hard to match up.
Well, the thing is that little doodad on the that's on the inside loop of the D just virtually melts away with this transition.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see where on the nice PCGS example, that little crossbar is really close to the top.
Yeah. Now, doesn't a later die state and maybe a mid die state exist for this coin? I don't know. if thanks.
I kind of wanted to go there and go like hunt eBay and other places, but I just ran out of time.
Yeah.
So we don't think so. I think it's the submarine, right?
Hey guys, so sorry about the buffering and streaming issues. That's not on our end. That is YouTube. It has everything to do with what's going on the West Coast with all the fires and stuff.
Oh shoot! Let's see. Jeff, do you want to? Stanley, do you want to do the next one?
I think
he stepped away for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll keep that one for him, and let me put this one up for you, Shumar. All right. It'll take a second to read. So,
this one is from famous Spain, 1953. I'm gonna paste. This one's very odd, and it isn't a U.S. coin, but I can't find anything really on it online rather than what the coin is. Please let me know what you think, and or if you can help. Looks like a restriker, perhaps, or perhaps the reverse struck through. That possible? A wrong planchet or a struck on insert coin here, like Washington quarter struck on a Canadian quarter, etc. I don't know, and if you can help, that'd be great. If not, that's fine too. But if you know anyone that can help with this coin, please forward along or let me know their contact details. Appreciate it. So 53. I'm gonna paste.
okay. So this. Hold on a second. That did not work the way I wanted it to. There we go.
Cross.
Ooh. I just got back. We're looking at a clash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of does look like a clash.
Don't mind me. I'm digging through reference source right now.
Yes. Francisco Franco Caudillo de España. 1953. Una peseta. Let's see if we have a. Yeah.
I heard Francisco is a really good dancer.
Yeah, he gets all the girls.
Just half the girls. He ain't all that.
So that is the coat of arms of Spain.
Yeah, I could see the clash at the top of that little eagle's head with the circle on the obverse of the coin. Yeah, that looks like a little piece of clash, too.
So the interesting thing about Spain during this period is that all of them are marked 53, and the 53s can either be struck in 54 to 63.
Really? I've got a bunch of them that are 57. So they must have done the same thing there where they just ran the same year for.
Yeah. So what there is there's the 53, 63. So what there is they have the same date, and then they use different, in essence, mint marks, year marks, date marks, however you want to say them. is the way the coins from Spain were produced.
And these are made of aluminum, right? Or partly aluminum?
These are aluminum bronze, 3.5 gram.
I'm making an overlay real quick.
Yeah, I just thumbed through a 3,000-page reference trying to look it up.
All right, let me grab this bad boy.
Hey, Shay, Paul is asking if you could zoom in on the obverse photo for her.
On the obverse photo?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, see that right there?
Yeah, it looks like a clash.
Yeah. And back here behind the neck.
And then right there above the date, between the date and the truncation of the neck there. That's the part where I thought that looked like the eagle with the round circle around it. I think.
So here's my overlay I just made. Fits pretty much, right?
Yeah, that's a pretty good match.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Famous said he found this in a quote-unquote junk world coin box.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing with world coins is you're in essence jumping into uncharted territory. Do you want to flip back, Shay?
Oh, there.
Yeah, it looks right.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get the two side by side.
Yeah, so with world coins, a lot of double dies, a lot of this clash stuff, all kinds of world varieties are easy to find. There's a lot of world because the issue is we're so used to the way the minting process and the technology of the minting process is here in the United States. All across the world, you have varying technologies of the minting process. So a lot of these, double dies, all these varieties and errors you can find when searching through world coins. The issue is you kind of just got to know from instinctually what you know about U.S. coins to attribute and say and have the own confidence within yourself to say, yes, this is a clash, this is a double die, there's repunching in that area. So there is no one good resource to go look for most of this world stuff.
Every now and then you get lucky with one, and somebody's written up something about it or it's popularized. But a lot of cases, you are like Jeff said, you're kind of on your own.
Yeah, I know. U.S. occupied Philippines. Those varieties were those coins were struck at the U.S. mints at the time. So a lot of those varieties are documented. A good many of the Mexican varieties are documented. But when you start getting to Europe and a lot of like the underdeveloped countries, that's when you, in essence, start treading into the deep water.
Shantanu, that is I made an overlay on the right, and on the left is the coin that was presented. And I took the reverse and overlaid it on the top of it and lined it up with that clash. It's just something you can do to kind of, you know, when you think there might be clashes, you can do that sort of thing.
But yeah, good fun, good eye.
Yep.
Yeah, the world coin bargain bins are kind of where I go when I'm at a show and I'm starting to run out of money.
You're down to the last fiver, huh?
Yeah, and I, you know, and I'm not ready to go home yet. And I like to take my time and pick through those. And I've found amazing stuff in those bins. Don't overlook them.
Yeah, especially the coins of like Central America and Southern America, yeah, like Brazil and Guatemala and a few of those other countries. Man, you can
Peru.
find Peru. Yep,
Peru's one of the good ones.
You can find a lot of remarkable stuff that's never been attributed, and people just, yeah, either they don't know or they just don't have the time to do all the exhaustive research that that sector of collecting or numismatics demands.
Then the other thing is, I mean, most of these foreign varieties, in all honesty, most foreign varieties, unless they're heavily documented, you're not going to get a premium for it. For the most part.
Yeah.
There's just no one buying them. There's really not a market for them. That's just something to keep in mind. Even though you might find something on these world coins, chances are you're not going to, hit the big bucks off of it.
All right, Jeff Stanley, I have one for you to read.
All right. From Element 47, not a coin. I just wanted to share. I love this story, by the way. We read it earlier. So my 9-year-old has been wanting to learn coins with me. So we sat down and I taught her some basic things like mint marks and what they mean, and that no mint mark is Philadelphia. She's catching on real fast. After an hour of going through her piggy bank to try and fill the penny folder, I bought her. She came to me with a couple of 2017 key cents, all excited, like, Dad, look what I found, with some P mints. Obviously, there was nothing special about them, but the point is she was paying attention and is catching on. It did my heart good. Being a single father to 2 little girls, we don't have a whole lot of common interest, so it's going to be our new bonding hobby. And now my 7-year-old also wants a penny folder so she can do it with us.
Awesome.
Love that story.
That's very cool.
Yep. I mean, these kids are the future. I mean, these are the ones that are getting kids involved is very important to the hobby. If for no other reason, these are going to be the ones that buy your collection one day. But yeah, getting in, it's bonding. I really like this story because I myself have a 9-year-old. We actually sat down this weekend and we filled out. We put some Buffalo nickels in his Buffalo nickel album, and I was happy just seeing him. Being able to identify the dates and the mint marks, and he was watching what I was doing as I was putting them in. I was actually grading them and kind of writing it down on the side, and he wanted to learn how to grade, and I actually taught in 5 minutes. I taught him how to grade a Buffalo nickel, and he was actually doing it. He was doing really well with it, and I love this story, stories like this, hearing that we're getting kids involved, and it makes me feel good that the hobby's going to survive. Anybody else have any comments?
Yeah, I would say that coins present that opportunity to bridge generation, because these coins and as far back as coins were produced, it's something to look back on together in a multi-generation, either whether friends or kids or any other family members, and it's just a common thing that you can do together, and I think that's a wonderful part of this hobby. So
Yeah, Charles, you're exactly right. The kids, they could be either, very interested in it or they don't want nothing to do with it at all. But getting them started early, that's where it starts.
Yep. Yeah, I know a lot of people that inherit collections when they're young. Then they go off, and find different hobbies, and they end up coming back to the hobby in the long run. I'll just say, being one of the young bucks in terms of the numismatic industry, there has been a lot of initiatives to try to bring some more younger people into the hobby. A lot of it has worked. The biggest thing is just keeping it, keeping the young ones entertained with all of this. People have different means of collecting and different budgets of collecting. But that doesn't mean that takes away from, in this case, a bonding experience that can be had. The cool coins you find along the way.
Well said.
Yep. I think I've seen a lot of collectors who've gotten their kids involved that are, a lot of them are also metal detectorists as well. And so those two hobbies can kind of go hand in hand, and it additionally gets them outdoors as well. And then you're finding coins that way. There's a lot of different ways to get kids involved in the hobby. It doesn't have to be just straight up just sitting down and punching coins into a Whitman Blue Book. There's a lot of other ways to get them involved. Coin roll hunting's fun. What kid doesn't like a treasure?
Yeah, I know a lot of people that's one push. I have a little cousin that he's been searching for them W's is what he's been looking for. I gave him a graded one, and he's been adamant with bringing me the stuff he finds.
Yeah, Charles mentioned my son is into video games mainly. A lot of them are, and that's the tough thing, is to getting them off the video games and get them to do something else. And then in this instance, my 9-year-old this weekend was in trouble, so there was no video game. So guess what? Hey, we found something else to do.
Yeah, you're a good dad.
I try.
Yeah, my daughter discovered Minecraft, and it was all over.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but since she's back to school, we designate a weekend day where she can do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You want to read this one, Sean?
Absolutely. This one is from Miss Ida regarding a 1999 P. Hello, panel. Missing, showing coins, and asking for help recognizing errors and varieties. But I am getting a little better and can now recognize a few more coins rather than having to ask for help. However, I cannot resist showing off this struck off center because the coin itself is so red. So if time permits, this is a very nice coin to look at. Love you guys. We love you too, Ida. Let's see what you're working with here.
Oh, that's red.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Ooh, look at that. Oh, that is red.
Red like the sun.
And both sides show that this is off center.
Yeah, see, my only gripe with a lot of these errors post copper is a lot of time these errors are going to expose that zinc. So if you don't,
away.
if you don't store them correctly, these are prone to deterioration just from the moisture in the air.
Yep.
That's my only gripe with modern Lincoln set errors.
That's all right. Our kids will get them. So,
In fact, you can kind of see it in there, right?
Yeah, that's. I had to make that comment. So if you find stuff like this, I guess just in general, make sure you're storing your coins well.
Low humidity, low moisture. Hey, Shay, I think on the Auburn, so with this one right here, it even has a slightly double profile, and that's only because of the pull away of the plating.
Oh, yeah.
Which is common on these, on an off-center sink in.
Had to check.
Yeah, I was waiting on that one. Waiting for Shay to look. Yeah, really nice find, Ida.
Very nice.
Okay, Rangy made a comment. I've never seen an off-center strike only on one side of the coin. Is this common? So what you're referring to is if you have one obverse or reverse that looks off-center relative to the other, and the other looks fine, that's just a misaligned die, which does not, in most cases, does not carry premium. So that occurs when, damn, I wish somebody had some Play-Doh. Excuse my language. Play-Doh time. So that occurs when you have one die that's aligned correctly, and the other one slightly off kilter. So when that is struck, when that planchet goes and the chamber gets struck, you have one that's an obverse reverse that's slightly off relative to the other.
So the normal would, the reverse would look fine, and the obverse would look off, or vice versa, and it's only on one side, and that would be misaligned. Yep. Awesome.
There you go. Paula just posted a good link.
All right. Thank you, Ida.
From Chelsea L, copper nickel. I took this to a coin shop and they tested it. I believe they told me it was a copper plated nickel. Is there such? And if so, should I send it off for grading?
Well, you know, I did a little digging. What do you guys think about electroplating? A lot of kids do this with stuff and copper plating, so it's pretty easy to copper plate coins. And maybe this was a student's experiment.
There wasn't a view of the rim, was there?
No, but good point.
So I want to make mention, Shay, while you're tolling through the pictures there. Justin Bussman just threw in a $50 super chat, along with a couple other folks that threw in a super chat as well.
Wow. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So I don't like the color of this. The color is just...
Well, I was thinking that if they actually did take it to a coin shop and put it on the machine and it came back copper plating with nickel, then that would make sense, right?
That could account for it testing as copper plated, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of anything in the minting process that would cause it to be copper plated, because they were not doing copper plating, back in '64.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Paula with this one. It does just look like toning to me personally. But either way, this is something that was done post-mint. In my strict definition of damage, I'd consider this damage to the coin itself. If it's plated, if it's something that dirty toning, it's something that's not natural.
Right.
Let me, I'm going to throw a video I found of someone doing some some electroplating on coins. And it's kind of a fun watch on YouTube. It doesn't take very long, but you can check that out. All right, let me grab the next one. So don't send it off for grading.
Yeah, this is something that was done post.
Blue Ridge, I think this one might be for you.
All right, so this one is from Cuddy's McSneak. I hope I got that right. What to do? As our boy Blue would say, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Well, actually, quite the opposite, really. Thank you for having me. Well, helping me in advance, that is. I'll start by saying this. I'm lost. I'm still learning this from that, like anyone and everyone regarding this beautiful and relaxing hobby of collecting. I live in an area where finding local help is, well, say, non-existent. So please, what should I do with star notes? I don't go look for them per se, but I'll take a gander when handed change in return of a purchase. So please advise what my options are. I don't have, nor am I interested in my face, your book. Yeah, I get it. Literally. But I have questions and need support from my experienced brothers and sisters. So we'll start with this note. I believe it's a 5 and a 10, if I'm not mistaken.
After all that time, I couldn't load it. Hold on 1 second.
All right.
Yeah, Blues and Paul are making the comment that nickels are copper nickel in and of themselves.
Seamus, thank you. I went ahead and posted a link in chat for looking up star notes.
So everybody knows what a start note signifies, right?
I do.
Yay!
That's the same.
It's a replacement.
The replacement note for damaged notes, and they run them in batches, send them out. Like I guess they take note of the serial number, and then they send it, they reprint them, and then use a star on it, right?
Yeah.
So I know a gentleman who found something really interesting. So he found a serial number, and then he found the same serial number as a star note.
Oh,
So
cool.
I've heard different stories of exactly how they're put into production. The story that I always went along with is these star notes are kind of pre-prepped in batches, as Blue Ridge said. And so, say for example, they get notes that are damaged, defective. They'll pull those notes and then they'll put in the circulation star notes that they have prepared. So I've heard different stories exactly if they do the exact same serial number or not. To be 100% sure, I don't know. I don't do currency. But I just thought it was interesting. I know a gentleman that found a serial number and the same serial number with the star note.
It's a little bit like those guys that find the different denomination of the same with the same serial number.
Yeah, that's not an easy thing to do.
No.
But there can be two notes of the same district with the same serial, as long as one is a star note, because those were made in advance. That's why sometimes if you went through a BEP brick, which you could just go to the bank and request something like that before they're actually counted. But those were assembled by the BEP, and then sometimes you'll go through a strap of $100 in ones, and actually come across a star note. So they're collated in to where the damaged serial number is in there.
Yeah, and the links that were posted earlier, Mantic and Blues put them in there. Is you do want to look at the different runs and definitely check for ones that have a low. Is it printing or minting? Printing of a particular series. Those might be worth holding on to. Certainly if they're in good condition.
Does anybody know what the series date is on that 5 is? I don't know, Shay, if you could get in close to see if it's
MH00016824.
Yeah. Do you know what the series date is? It would be right underneath the serial number.
Oh, the series. Duh.
That's important too. Right?
I'm very interested in what the run is on that one.
I thought you said and I heard what you said, but it did not compute. I heard serial number, but you said series.
I was doing the same thing, Shay.
Look at that. It's like blotted out. Can't tell.
All right. So if this is a 2013 series, which it could possibly be, I'm happy to announce it has a very low run size of 320,000, which is low. Anything under 640 is low. Now, in that condition, is it worth anything above face? Maybe a few bucks. But any distinguished currency collector will want high-grade notes, regardless if it's a low run or not.
Yeah, while we're speaking on currency and finding currency, I have a dealer friend that does a lot in paper currency. And he offered, it's a 1923 series silver certificate, consecutive serial numbers. So one's in a VG, the other's in an AU.
Is it the $1 silver certificates?
Yes.
It's the large one, right? The horse blankets.
I believe so. So yeah, he's offering 2 consecutive notes. The first one's in a VG, the other's in an AU. I find it crazy how those 2 notes found each other again.
Did they have the same prefix and suffix letters on each one?
Yes.
Oh wow.
They're consecutive. They're absolutely consecutive notes. One's a VG, one's an AU.
Interesting.
That's pretty crazy.
Very, very low odds that those 2 notes would find themselves again.
Ken in chat actually brought up something when we were struggling to think of the date, as if we could have made out the signatures and not the date. The signature could actually clue you into the date. But you'd have to kind of know whose signature that is. A lot of them look like doctors.
I've come up to the conclusion that it's a 2013. No other series date has this particular serial star for the district. 320,000.
That's got a pretty good low number too.
Yeah.
When I know like a lot of zeros, when it gets down under 10,000, or is it under 1,000, or is it like...
for it to be considered a low serial number, Shay, it has to be 4 leading zeros. So you can have 4 zeros and then 4 nines, and you would stay within that threshold.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the time you'll find. I've found a lot of star notes in circulation that are low serial numbers in and of themselves, just by nature.
Now the trick is to find a star note with an error on it, whether it's like an over inking blot on the district seal, or one of the things that people are looking for are the stars that are filled in completely, because the star design on the end of the serials is supposed to have a little white dot in the middle, and people are trying to look for the ones that are completely filled, and those notes sell pretty well on the secondary market.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I've seen a few that have closed here in the last few months, right around, like $100, $125, for a dollar bill with an O-ring star.
Yep. For a while there, I was searching for just fancy serial numbers when I couldn't get coins. My wife thought it was the craziest thing in the world, going through and buying a strap of $1 bills. So
You only bought one strap there, Shay?
Huh?
You only bought one strap?
No, I bought the whole shrink wrapped.
There you go.
Oh, you bought a brick, huh?
Brick,
like $1,000 or
yeah.
I used to, in another life, a long time ago when I first got out of college, I was, I managed a restaurant, and we used to have to go and pick up our $1 for change, because we did a lot of cash back then. And I was notorious for going in and asking for a new brick, so that I can, all I had to do was count the serial numbers, and I knew where to go and try to pull fancy serial numbers out of. Found a lot of bills that way. So I still have them to this day. A lot of very good uncirculated bills and fancy serial numbers.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Paula. All right.
It was the only thing I liked about that job, but that, and I found a lot of nice coins and change as well.
Thank you, guys. That was nice and informative. Appreciate that. That's good. Who wants to read this one?
I'll jump on this one. Another one from T Collects. 1923 Buffalo nickel with a massive obverse lamination. Hi team, just a fun, obvious find to keep us awesome coin savers aware that this is still out there to be found in your cities and towns. Interested in the gouges within the lamination? Thank you for feeding us. You rock.
No, T Collects, you rock.
Oh.
My goodness.
Massive lamination. That's a good one. And he asked about the die gouges down inside. To me, that looks like a little bit of damage in that area.
Yeah.
So yeah, really nice lamination. A little bit of damage down inside. And Paula just said buffaloes and war nickels have awesome laminations. Yes, they do. Not too long ago, I came across a buffalo nickel. I think it was in 1920. That was struck and then split, but they had both halves. And it was encased in one of those old double NGC holders.
Huh. So it was
really cool.
A shell at one point, and it just split in half?
Yeah, so it was split post strike.
Oh, okay.
Very cool, T Collects.
Yeah, it's nice that it actually has a readable date.
Yes, that's the thing. I mean, that lamination, you have nice defined jagged edges. It's a big giveaway.
I'll take this one. I've been waiting for this. I love this.
Oh, Oh,
From
I
Adam
know where this is going.
Prepare to be wowed for sure. From Adam Chambers, 1930 Buffalo nickel. Hey, good evening, panel. I'd like some opinions on my 1930 Buffalo FS 101 DDO, sell or keep. I shared this beauty with the panel about 2 months ago. I cherry picked this off eBay. I signed up for the PCGS Platinum membership, which includes TrueView imaging on all coins you submit. This made it real hard for me to decide to sell this coin. Do you think with this toning, it will be worthwhile to hold on to this coin for a while rather than sell it right now? I think a premium is likely for the toning. What do you think?
I think he just opened a can of worms for this particular panel.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah, I know this coin. I've seen this coin.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm very
Adam,
familiar with this coin.
I had the pleasure when Adam was looking at this, when he was picking it, of looking at it before he even purchased it. It was amazing. The picture didn't look amazing that they took on eBay, but this one was. But we were looking more at the variety stuff, and we were. It's just amazing with that toning.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because wasn't that in a 64 holder before he sent it back in for variety attribution?
It's if you think back, what's interesting here, I'm glad we showed those two coins back to back. Is if you look at the stripes there, it's from the alloy mix on the nickel. If you think back to the coin we just looked at, those stripes kind of show you what that would look like before that lamination would fall out, right? It's just where the metal wasn't properly mixed, therefore it fell out of the other coin. In this case, it's still attached and has given you a nice toning on this coin.
Now that's toning I can live with right there.
Yeah.
You could stare at that
Oh,
daily.
Yeah, the seller keep. I'm very biased in that statement because of myself being a variety and air dealer. This type of high caliber type of stuff is what I've been known to have. So like this type of stuff, if this would be on my desk, I'd make a phone call and it'd be gone.
We're pretty mesmerized with the TrueView images. Can you get close and to the longer of the feathers, so we can kind of look at the variety?
Yeah, I guess we're just like completely missing the variety.
Yeah, I mean that was the big the big thing we were looking at. But then those images came up. My goodness, on this particular variety, you can see the doubling on the feather there in between the feather and the neck. That's part of it. And then underneath the eye and the nostril, you can see additional doubling.
Yeah, that nostril.
Yeah.
Nostril.
And looking at this again, I know that coin I passed up. It was the same variety as this. It was in a slab too, and I should have got it.
Oh yeah, you gotta come from someone that trolls eBay a lot for slab varieties. You gotta act quick.
Yeah,
that would be Adam. I don't think he minds us calling him an eBay troll because it's been working out lately.
Yeah.
Oh, I am too.
Well, this is a different one this week that I actually saw. It was in a slab. It was in a NGC slab, I believe.
Yeah. So PCGS price guide for this DDO to 64 is $575.
Did Adam say how much he picked it up for originally?
Probably cheap.
I think when I looked at it, I can't remember if he mentioned price or not, but it was I don't think he paid that. I don't think he did, but I'm not. I shouldn't say. I shouldn't speculate. I don't think he did.
So he asked about premium for the coloring, and this one most definitely would bring a premium. You have a nice mint state example, really, really strong and good eye appeal. And the other thing it says for this is you say picked it up for $75. Gross.
Congratulations. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's great. Gotta love cherry picking this stuff. So yes, this is gonna carry a pretty hefty premium. It's a high profile variety that most large buffalo collectors know about. So this is, personally, if I was putting together a nice buffalo set with the major varieties, this would be one on the list. And this one's a pretty example even for the grade aside.
I'm just digging that eye appeal. This thing it's a monster.
Yes, this one would, if this coin would go to any major auction house, especially one I'm thinking of in mind is Legend, this coin would bring a hefty penny.
I don't know if I could get rid of this. Like once I held it and looked at it.
Yeah.
I'm biased on that.
Yeah, I know.
You guys know that.
But they're just some coins that you, oh no, like, I guess in one sense you've got to be able to part with the coin, and in another sense, because sooner or later it's going to leave your your realm anyway when you leave this realm. So do you share it with others or covet it like it's your sacred treasure?
So that's the thing is, these varieties, they come and go for me. And I've handled 55 double dies. I've handled 172 double die, number one. So by virtue of finding these nicer ones and cherry picking them and passing them along, I get to experience and be able to handle a lot more varieties. So that's one of my theories with persuading myself to let some of this stuff go.
Hey, Adam, I don't blame you, man. You have a tough decision. The real question is, do you need the money that bad?
Yeah, that's the other thing, too.
Yeah. To a lot of people, this is a coin that would be in their quote-unquote eternal collection. It'd be in there for 20, 30 years. You found a gem. I will say that. That's probably one of your best finds to date.
Yeah, another thing I'll say, this is a coin that if it goes on the open market, it's going to disappear for the next 10 to 20 years. From someone that knows markets and collecting this type of coin, if it goes in the open market, it's going to be off the market for 10 to 20 years.
That's true. This is one of those coins.
Statistically.
Yeah. This is one of those coins that is in my wheelhouse of the stuff that I really, really like. And it probably, if it came across and I had the opportunity and the funds to, purchase it, it would wind up in my permanent collection, or, as permanent can be for collecting coins.
So Adam sent one more, and then I'm out. I know you have some loaded, right?
Yeah. I've got a couple. I've got a couple loaded up that I can take over for just a little bit.
So Shumar, do you want to read this one?
Sure. It's another one from Adam. 1869 3-cent nickel. Okay, so I thought I'd add some clarification on CAC stickers. This is his 1869 FS801. Cherry picked off of eBay a couple months ago. This coin had a cat green bean as a 66. Sent this coin back into PCGS for attribution. So now the coin is attributed with the variety but lost a CAC sticker. Called and talked to Ian Russell at Great Collections, and he said as long as he disposed of the coin with the CAC sticker, CAC will go ahead and resticker the new slab. This coin will be sold at Great Collections in a week or two. So I'll jump on in terms of CAC stickers. If that coin went back in the PCGS to be reholdered as the variety, and has the same photos and it has the same PCGS attribution number, then yes, CAC will no doubt put that CAC sticker back onto that.
In this series, is you're looking at the clashes in there. This series is well known for amazing clashing on these. That's one of the reasons why I love collecting these.
Yes, and if it can be proved that it's the same coin, CAC will sticker it.
She's a looker.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that pick up some really nice varieties that maybe aren't attributed, but they're still an SFS variety, the PCGS will slab. They will send it back in to PCGS. It will still have the same PCGS number, verification number, and CAC will honor that as the same coin and has just been reholdered.
Here's all your doubling.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Ada's been killing it from what I'm seeing.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Some of the sides of the ribbon as well on the tie.
Yeah, man. These two finds put me to shame.
Well, when you spend as much time scouring the internet for coins like this, I mean, you certainly deserve to find something like this. I mean, it's no walk in the park. Your eyes are going to get tired. You're going to be looking at hundreds, if not thousands, of coins.
Yeah.
But when you do, man, it feels great.
You pluck that treasure right out of the internet.
It is work. I mean, I've put 8 hours in a weekend before and have not found anything, even in lower level stuff.
Isn't
Yeah,
it
come
weird?
from someone that trolls the internet constantly. Right now, it's hard to source this type of stuff. My supply chain's been completely wrecked in terms of trying to find some of this stuff.
Give me just a second, Shay. I'm going to be right back if y'all can.
Okay. Wow. Just look at it.
Look at it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, gorgeous.
Come on, Shay. You know you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Pony up some cash, bud.
Oh, no. I would much rather have the satisfaction of cherry picking something like this than just buying it.
Yeah.
But it is wonderful. While he's doing that, I'm going to see if I can pull some more.
All right, Sean, I'm ready to. You can flip over to me. I've got a couple I can
All
show.
right. Very good, sir.
From Evelyn, hello. My apologies if the pics are not that great. First, I want to thank you all for taking your time and knowledge to help us out. My first purchase as a coin hunter, this nickel a year ago, is this Wexler Double Die Reverse 001 Type 2. Is this Wexler Double Die Reverse 001 Type 2 or MD? Thank you. Let me get my bearings here.
What is it, the 39?
It's a 39. And there's an up close photo here.
What do you say? 39 WDDO DDR.
DDR 001. Unfortunately, this is not it. Do y'all agree with me on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's endgame.
I think we are looking at machine doubling, and I actually loaded up some of the comparison pictures from Variety Vista and some other ones just to kind of show you really what you're looking for. On this coin right here, you can see this. It's like a shelf-like appearance on this doubling coming off of the L, the other L, even off the S, but particularly in the O. And I could easily see, and this used to trick me all the time earlier on. I would have, honestly, I probably, a few years ago, I probably would have thought this is one as well. So it's really easy to fall in the trap of thinking this might be it. And just because of the appearance there. But when you see the real thing, you'll see, I'll show you why. Here is the L and the O of the real thing, and you can see there's distinct separation from the doubling on the Monticello. And this is the last O. And then down here, you can see the splits there in the C, in the E. You can see it's very distinct. It's hard to miss on this coin. So it's just not it. I will say this, your coin here is appears to me to be what they call is the reverse of 1940. In 1939, there was a transition where they were changing the reverse of the nickel to make the steps a little bit more evident, where they stuck out a little bit more. They actually had like a box around them, so you see evidence of the side of the box here, side of the box there. That's how you know you got a reverse of 1940, and the steps look straighter. And it was just an effort to strengthen up the design of that particular nickel. And I'm going to show you the difference between the two here. The doubled Monticello should be a reverse of 1940 and not the reverse of 1938, which has the weaker steps. This is what the 1940 looks like on a example with a little bit less wear on it. You can see it's very distinct. Its steps are nice and straight. When you look at the 38 version, they're what they call the wavy steps. They're not very distinct. They just kind of fade off into the side of that pillar or that side of the steps there. So that's how that's one of the diagnostics for when you're trying to pick this variety out. Is a reverse of 38 or a reverse of 1940. Reverse of 38, it's not going to be it. But yours is a reverse of 1940, and there are actually some of the, if you look on Variety Vista under the design varieties, there are some things you can pick out there. There's you can find a 1939 that's got a reverse of 38. That's, I forget, is it the S? There's a little bit of a premium for ones that have different reverses. So if you're going to collect, if you're a Jefferson nickel collector, you got to collect them all. So you've got 1939s with the reverse of 40 or the reverse of 1939 or 1938. And that's all I got to say about that. Did anybody else have anything else?
I think you covered all the bases. That was a really good explanation.
It's a practice. No. No, I've known this one quite a bit. I've actually done a fair amount of research on this variety. Actually, I have a video on my channel about going and cherry picking one of these varieties on eBay. And for the most part, I'm showing you what not to pick up. There's a lot of coins out on eBay that are identified as this variety that are not that. And it's important to kind of know the distinction between the two. All right, I'm going to go to the next one, unless somebody has something else.
No, go for it.
All right, Mr. Shannon Smith. Who wants to read that?
Let's see. I'll read this one. Hey team, I am showing off my mother's coin on this one. It's a 1925D, $2.50 gold Indian head. What are your thoughts? As I don't know about these, probably won't for a long time, but should we get this graded? Melt price is over $230, and the price for a grade of 30 shows around $385 in PCGS. I would think that it is good enough condition to give it a much higher value than melt and also verification value. What do you guys think? Thanks.
I don't think this coin would straight grade.
Yeah, I see a lot of, see some of the closer up shots.
Yeah.
I'm worried about some of the chicken scratch you see around, some of the hairlines.
Yeah, I don't think that would straight grade. So that's in most cases. I mean, if you're going to keep it and you want to make sure that that authenticity is there, I mean, I'm all for people sending it in and that for that reason. But in terms of value, I personally would not send this coin in because I personally don't believe that it would straight grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's my stance. So I know a lot of people that just get into this, inherit some of these gold collections. And a lot of times people just like to send in some of these gold coins just because they're higher value, just to know that authenticity is there.
I think a lot of the case with a lot of these gold coins is they could have been used in jewelry at some point and therefore got cleaned. In some case, it might just be a sock drawer piece that somebody has, and people that are non-collectors or whatever keep stuff like that that's passed down from family, and then it winds up getting cleaned along the way just because they don't know any better.
Okay,
it seems like a very innocent thing to do, but when it comes to the actual value of a coin, original surfaces are king.
Yeah. It looks like it might have a little bit of wear to it. I'm looking at the color change there, the underside of the nose, the mouth, and the brow right there. So it might be like an AU, but I agree it's probably not going to be a straight grade. I did want to show it because we don't get a lot of gold on here.
Yeah.
So
I'll make the comment on value as well. In terms of gray sheet from VF20 up until we're on MS60, it ranges from $340 for VF, and MS60 in gray sheets $385. No real difference. The difference doesn't start coming in until you start getting into the 63, 64 range. Paula made the comment about it looks like it was in a bezel at some point, which is possible.
Let's see if I can go out a little bit.
Have a good night, Ida.
Yeah, possibly.
Either way, there's been some sort of surface abrasion to it.
Yeah.
You can see a touch of a. You can see. Of course, I see a touch of luster underneath of your top left in Cuse devices. And that's the thing. These are tough to grade. These absolutely are.
When
And
I
the reason for
took the grading class, I had the toughest time with these things. They're very hard to grade. My gosh,
these in Cuse devices of design. I love this design. This is one of my favorite 2.5 gold piece designs. It's hard. They're hard to grade. Just because your fields are raised above your designs.
okay.
I've
That's
got one
Thank you.
left.
Shannon. You got one left? All right.
Yep, and that's it.
All right. That's it for me.
Hey, look at that.
There you are. All right, from Bill, 1963 quarter, 1963 George Washington quarter, with a second image on the back of Washington's head. It looks like a bird's beak head. It doesn't match up with the reverse of the coin at all. It is also a spitting version on the back.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, Matt. Yeah, this whole night has been riddled with issues on the streamer side or on YouTube side.
Wow.
It's a nice little clash there.
Spitting Eagle.
It looks like Shay's going exactly what I was going. Donna Mack made the comment she felt splitting eagles was only on the 83. 83 is the one that got the hype and got the, in my opinion, overvalue to it. But it's caused by a die clash, which can occur on any single date. 83 is just more prevalent.
I found a lot of them. Speaking of that, with all the hype with the West Point quarters, I was hunting a lot of quarters last year, and I made a point of holding all my 83s back, hoping I could sell them by the roll, and I did. A little bit of a premium, just having a solid roll of 83 since they didn't put them in mint sets, and I probably had about 5 of them out of about 2 rolls of 83. To some degree, they were spitting eagles.
And they're just on the Phillies, right?
Yes. Good point to bring up. Hey, Buddy Hunter.
So it looks like a clash, but that's...
Yeah, the back of the head, right? Coming out of the little man bun doodad. And also right there on the little tail, ponytail.
Those certainly do look like clash marks, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Well, cool. Very nice.
Very cool.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Bill. And that's it. That's all she wrote, fellas.
Oh, look at you, Shumar. You show off.
I had to do it.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful coin.
Did you show the full view?
Not on this scope. I can't get the full view.
Oh,
Go straight to that.
Was it Woody or?
it's
Yes, it
the-
is.
yeah, it's like you think of a typical wood grain scent, and then think of ones where you've got the high contrast. This one has, I mean, it's like zebra stripes, black and white almost.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. So say the hottest mom out there, Cougar.
Cougarlicious.
Well, this
No,
was
this
fun.
coin is hotness, pure hotness. It's just amazing. Do you have a picture? I wonder if I could fetch a picture real quick.
Yeah, I can. Hold on. I can fetch you a picture.
Fetch.
Hold on.
The incredible close up of the date doesn't do it justice, does it?
No, this thing is sick.
He's just teasing us all because we all.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your photo.
Oh,
I sent it in a
oh,
group.
okay. I'm loading it now, everybody.
I was like, where'd he go? Oh, it went to the
That's like- no, it isn't.
that's here. All right, let's see this beast.
Here it comes.
We got a little close up of Shay's mug while we're at it.
It's a good thing Frank's not here. He'd probably spontaneously combust if he saw it again.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, I say not very many coins stick around here. This one's going to stick around here for a little bit.
Oh. All right. You ready?
Oh. Oh, wow.
Now, this is one that I got attached to quick, and I say everything has a price. I think this one doesn't have a price around here.
Wow.
And I did pay a premium for this.
I bet you did.
That's what happens when you want and cannot live without.
This coin just demonstrates, just the premium that can be attached to a coin just from the eye appeal of it. That's one of the four things you look at when you're grading a coin: eye appeal. This has it. It has every last bit of it.
And I think the fact that it's on this particular date makes it that much more sweeter.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it would look nice on like a 53S, but we're talking a 14S right here. The thing is awesome.
That's my key date.
Yeah, Themis, it does look like a Snickers and a Milky Way had a baby.
Yeah, just for reference, I paid just shy of 2 times Grace Youth for it. But yeah, I saw this one. I couldn't pass it up. I've had and held and sold a good many high grade wood grain scents. I sold a coin that Paula had an affection for. It was a 1909 S. Silver Horizontal S wood grain. That graded VF25. And then not that long ago, I sold a high contrast 1909 VDB. And what was it? It was either 3 or 4 red brown that was, just up and down, half the coin one color, half the coin the other.
Donna Mack had a good question. What makes it look this way? And Sid Delicious answered it. I'll expand on it. It's an improper alloy mix, and what it is, alloy for the bronze Lincoln Cent of that year. It's mostly copper, and then they've got zinc and tin mixed in. That makes the alloy. What happens is when they're making the alloy, they may get a little bit too much of one of the others, the tin or the zinc. I always hear it's more of the tin than the zinc.
Yes.
And depending on the degree of how badly it's mixed, you'll get this. This probably had a lot of tin in it that didn't get mixed in properly to that alloy. And that's
so the wood grains in when they took the tin out, that's when wood grains stopped pretty much.
Right. Yeah, we got a few people in there that want it.
Yeah, I remember. So this came from Tim Roustian, of course. So Tim really likes his wood grain scents. When me and Paula were out at Tim's place, it wasn't last April, it was the April before. He just had stacks and stacks of some of these high contrast wood grain scents. And Paul has one of them that we found. I don't know if Paula picked it up off the floor or not. But yeah, it was a fun trip.
Has anybody checked in on him lately? I know he's posting, so he must be doing okay.
Yeah, Tim, I haven't personally talked to Tim, but I know they're pretty busy right now.
With all the wildfires up that way.
Yeah, he's posting. I got a couple orders that are inbound, so the postal service is running okay out of there.
All right, good.
Post office been slowing down a lot for me in my area. So it's taken an extra 3 or 4 days to get here. The stuff I'm shipping is fine. It's getting there on time, but the stuff coming my way, it's like an extra 3 or 4 days right now.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a post office story. I had an Indian head sent a snow variety that I had cherry picked back in July, and the guy shipped it July 21st. No problems whatsoever. I was tracking it, and it said it was leaving Omaha, Nebraska, and then it just stopped. The trail went cold for the longest time, and then this past weekend, it popped up in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Out of all places, huh?
It got here quick. It was here Monday. It was in my mailbox waiting on me on Monday from San Juan, Puerto Rico. So I kind of, the family didn't get to go on a cruise this year, so why not? One of my coins got to wind up down in Puerto Rico and come back to me.
Like when Bugs Bunny would go into the package and they would get stamped on the side of all the places he'd been.
Exactly. And for reference, I live just outside of Atlanta, so it bypassed Atlanta and went to San Juan and then came back my way.
Did Lady Liberty on that Indian have a tan lines?
No. It was actually, it looked like it had been cleaned though.
Oh.
It was okay. It was a nice variety. I didn't pay a lot for it. The good question though. Seamless.
You open up the box and you're like, hey, this coin looks clean. You sit there, rub it. Oh yeah, someone put Hawaiian Tropic on it.
It did smell like rum though, so anything could have happened. Anybody have anything else to show, or are we out?
Well, Paula is chomping at the bit to get her 55. I can't wait to see that thing.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Trust me, if you ever have a chance to get a hold of 55 in your hands, do it. 55s are gorgeous.
I'm jelly. Yep.
Yeah.
Paula made the big step.
Yeah. I've handled 3 of them. They're fun to keep on the desk for a little while.
Hot potato. Yep. All right. Well, we are out of emails.
Well, we just hit the 2-hour mark, so.
All right.
All right, what do you guys think? Call it
Let's
a night?
wrap it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So
Thank
thank
you.
everyone for joining in. Hopefully you guys had fun. Great way to cap it off with the Tiger King edition of Lincoln Scent. We want to thank everyone for joining it. Thank you for the folks that actually, did some super chat contributions. That was awesome. And that money is going to go right into the stream. We got big things on the horizon, and we are eternally grateful for all of your support.
Absolutely.
I want everyone to have a great night. Be safe out there if you're on the West Coast. Crazy out there.
You guys be safe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Think about these folks out there, man. It's a difficult, rough time.
It is. My allergies have been kicking my butt with all this smoke.
Yep. Yeah, prayers to all you guys on the West Coast. Make sure you guys stay safe. And it was nice to join you guys for once. It's been a long time since I've been able to come for a whole show and ramble on and show off like I like to do.
Well, it's nice to have a seasoned veteran on here, Shumar.
It was a pleasure. It was fresh. It was nice. I enjoyed it.
Sure.
Hey, we got some different coins this evening too. That was nice too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mix.
There was a good variety. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was a really good variety of stuff.
And thank you, Adam Chambers, for your knockout contributions week in, week out. It's just nuts.
It's all up here now. I'm dreaming about it tonight, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's going to have 1930 Buffaloes wiped clean off of eBay tonight.
Yeah.
Forget about even looking now.
Oh, Cindy wants to know who's going to be hosting next week's Q&A. Sorry to put everybody on the spot.
Let's see. Blues bowling, so I think he's out of rotation now. Is it Mantic? Is it you or is it you?
I think it's me. So that sounds good. I guess it'll be on Mantic Coins next week.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Be there or be square, ladies and gentlemen.
So make sure you subscribe to Mantic and catch you next week. I did want to thank Paula for hanging out in chat and helping us out.
Yep, and Blues too.
And Blues. Yeah, he was in there earlier.
Is Coin Dragon here?
No, I did not see Coin Dragon. Although, we had a few other contributors keeping tabs.
Synthedelicious and Amber.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys. That'll do, sir. You guys take care. Be safe. And we'll see you on the next Streamioso.
Yeah, have a good night, everybody.